I saw a car that I wanted. So like I tried to get a hold of Tarrytown Honda, and I called them and I said, I want to buy this car. And they're like, okay. And then I was like, but I can only come this day. And they're like, oh, okay. And they didn't say anything about being sold or anything. And so, like, what happened was, like, we traveled there. We drove like an hour to get there. And when I checked it when I got there, and I started not seeing it on the website. But right before we left, I checked, and it was there. It was there before we left. But when I got there, it mysteriously disappeared. It wasn't on the website. And they're like, oh, well, I talked to the lady first, and she was like, oh, well, hopefully it won't. She said something like, hopefully, nothing will change. And I had like one day before, I didn't call them the day before. I probably should have, but I didn't. And they said when we got there that they sold it that night, but after hours. And it just sounded like BS to me. And it's when she was on the phone with me talking to me, it sounded like BS that they were going to sell the car or something. But I really don't think there was ever that car. I think it was just, I don't think it existed. Because I've seen other reviews that they wrote, and it said the same thing that I said. They didn't think the car existed. I went in with my husband, and they were like, oh, we sold that after hours the night before. So I immediately got up and I said, this is a bait and switch. And I yelled at them, said some bad words, and then I walked out with my husband. And then I got in the car and like I was talking to the lady and I was like, why didn't you tell me that you sold the car? Why didn't you tell me? And she was like, oh, that was my day off. And I was like, but you could have had someone call me and tell me that the car wasn't there anymore. They called me the next day and they left me a very lengthy voicemail saying that, oh, like if you want to come back, we'll drive it to Carmel so you can see it. Or like if you want another car or something. And then we're like, oh yeah, we don't have that car. They said something like that. Yeah, their name was Charlene that left the voicemail. And Ebony was the one that lied to me on the phone that the car was there. She totally lied to me. And then she said it was her day off, that she couldn't tell me that the car wasn't there. And they said that they sold it after hours. When I came there, they had no idea who I was. They had no idea that I had an appointment. And I made an appointment and everything. And they had no clue when I showed up. Why? Because it really made me angry because I took out a loan and everything. And I was fully prepared to buy the car or put, a down payment or something. And it's just like, it devastated me. That's why. To tell everybody else that Tarrytown might have a car that's too good to be true. It's not. It's bait and switch and go to another dealership.